Hello, everyone! Welcome back. Glad you could join me. Hope you enjoy this video about organization. We're talking about how you make a whole essay look whole. How do you make the beginning, the middle, and the end all tie together? The good news is there are lots of strategies for organization. Some would say too many strategies for organization, but what we're going to talk about is kind of a primary one. It's used in a lot of different writing, a lot of different movies, televisions, even relationships. And the theory is, for this particular organization, is that in your introduction you talk about what you're going to talk about and state your argument. In the body you support and develop your argument. And in the conclusion you say, thank you very much, here's what I wanted to say, and now here's another way to think about it. Some have called this the 5-paragraph essay. It often gets a bad rap. But the truth is that the 5-paragraph essay is an accordion. It could be 500 pages. It could be 1 page. The accordion style is that the organization follows this same basic pattern, and then you can include as many paragraphs, as many pages, as many book chapters, as many scenes in the movie as you need to make the organization fit your purpose. And we're having a little tornado weather here, so that's a nice sound you're getting in the background. It's a little stormy here. I hope you're safe and enjoying whatever weather you have where you are. So here are the basic parts of a 5-paragraph essay. And they are the same basic parts as a movie. So imagine the Titanic, for example. What do they do in the first 5 minutes of the Titanic? They show you the ship sinking. They all gather around a monitor and they say, okay, so the ship's going to go across, it's going to split in half, it's going to trip upside down, and boom, everyone's going to die. And then they tell you the story. That's the body paragraphs. They talk to you about Jack and Rose and gambling and what happens when the ice falls on the deck and they fall in love and everyone's dancing a jig and then everyone dies. So the introductory paragraphs tell us what's going to happen. The body paragraphs tell us how, why, when, where, all the evidence and quotations, information that you might want to include, and then the conclusion wraps it up with someone dropping a heart in the ocean. Let's talk a little bit about the introductory paragraph. The first sentence should be a greeting, maybe a story, maybe a statistic, not generally a question. I have found what works best is to tell me a little anecdote, a story related to your topic. Then the next few sentences deepen the context. The final sentence before the thesis tells us what's at stake, what's really the problem here. Why are you telling me this information? Is the world going to burn up? Is the ocean going to strangle on plastics? Is the ship going to crack in half? And then your thesis. And the thesis, there are lots of different kinds of theses. The one we're going to talk about includes an essay map. And an essay map includes the 2 or 3 main topics that you're going to talk about in your essay. Whoa, there's a giant introductory paragraph if I've ever seen one. I've broken that introductory paragraph into the 4 sections I just talked about. So you have the first sentence that kind of introduces me to the story, but it uses language that lets me know what we're going to be talking about. In this case, a truck siren, emergency vehicles. I have a sense that I'm going to be talking about that. And in fact, in these 2 or 3 sentences here, I develop the situation a little bit more. I'm conditioned to not get in the way of emergency vehicles. This guy didn't. And then I have the sentence that transitions by telling me a little bit about what the problem is. Now, I might roll through a stop sign once in a while, but I always yield to emergency vehicles. Well, okay, if you don't, it's dangerous. And then my thesis. Often, a good word to use is because. Because the safety of emergency crews, the individuals in dire straits, and other drivers depends on the actions of those who encounter emergency vehicles. And here's my argument. Drivers should pull their vehicle to the side and be extra cautious when they hear or see emergency vehicles approaching. The thesis is the key. If you have a clear thesis, you have a ring in the nose of the bull and you can lead him anywhere. Every body paragraph, every statistic, each part of the remaining sections of the essay help you to make that point. Get out of the way! That's my point. If you see an emergency vehicle, get out of the way. Concentrate always on having a clear, crisp, 1-sentence thesis. In this case, I've also provided an essay map. What's an essay map? An essay map is an opportunity for your viewer to see the sections that you're going to develop as you go through the essay. So here's my thesis here. Because the safety of emergency crews, the safety of individuals, and the safety of other drivers, we should do this thing. So what I've said is that my first paragraph is going to be about emergency crews. Oh. My second paragraph is going to be about individuals. My third paragraph is going to be about other drivers. It wasn't a tornado, it was just somebody making tea. So now we have a clear 1, 2, 3 in our thesis statement that we're going to develop these different paragraphs. So the first sentence of my first body paragraph is going to talk about emergency crews. And then in that paragraph, I'm going to develop statistics about the danger emergency crews face, the kinds of accidents that happen, the kinds of ways they're in danger, anything that has to do with the safety of emergency crews. First sentence might sound something like this. Now, here's the key sentence in the body paragraph. It was the thesis in the introductory paragraph. And in the body paragraphs, it's the transitional sentence. The transition sentence answers the question, so what? It summarizes, it connects, and it transitions. Whoa, that's right, 3 things in one sentence. So here's a sample. We just finished our section about all the danger to those folks riding on the ambulances, first responders and police cars, and my sentence ends with, broke her arm. So, here's my transition body sentence. To keep our first responders safe, there's the summary, we need to stay aware and move out of the way. That connects back to the thesis, which will also help those who are awaiting medical or emergency services. That's the topic of the next sentence. It's a transition to the paramedics. I'm sorry, to the person who's individual and stuck in her tub in this case, or fallen and she can't get up, or is having a cardiac arrest, or... This is a tricky sentence, but you summarize. My paragraph was about the danger to first responders. You connect. So what? Why are you telling me all this information? Well, because I want you to get out of the way. That's my thesis. And then I transition to the next topic. Here's a diagram of what that looks like. You have the introduction with the thesis. That leads into the first topic paragraph. At the end of the first topic paragraph, I summarize. I connect back to the thesis. Flying all over the place. Connect back to the thesis. And I transition to the next topic paragraph. There could be 3. In a 5-paragraph essay, there would be 3. But in a dissertation, there might be 40. You have a 20-page paper, there might be 12. And each paragraph, each topic paragraph, summarizes, connects back to the thesis, and transitions to the next paragraph. Isn't that a beautiful diagram? Whew, I think so too. So let's review. Topic sentences guide each paragraph, including the introductory paragraph. Your thesis is the key to the organization. A good thesis, you know what you're writing, you know what your goal is, and if you have that goal, each paragraph can help you meet that goal. Your introduction is a map. It lays out what topics you're going to talk about and what question you have answered and how you want to support your answer to that question. Body paragraphs provide support and evidence. In each body paragraph, the final sentence summarizes, connects, and transitions. And the conclusion sends everybody home persuaded that your thesis was accurate and well-founded. Oh my goodness. What did you learn? For 20 points, write a brief paragraph about what you learned from the video today and how you will apply it to your writing. Upload it on the portal. I'll be excited to see you next time. Oh, I gotta go now. I gotta get a back rub. Okay, I'll talk with everybody a little bit later.